Welcome to today's video. Let me know in the comments how you're doing today. If you're watching live with me, please say hello. And then if you're watching in the replay, just hashtag replay, and I'll make sure I come back on later to say hi to you then. And so if you're catching me live for the first time, my name is Martina and I am an entrepreneur and I am empowering women to accept and respect their bodies at any size with my proven method that is disrupting diet culture. So once again, please say hello if you're watching with me. I love to look back and see who popped in and said hi and just have the conversation and the connection. I think that's always super important. So, speaking of which, I can turn off my sound. Okay, so today we're talking about diet culture phrases that you should probably stop saying. This is a super interesting topic once again. Might be a unpopular opinion alert, but that's okay. Change doesn't happen unless we are the change, right? So what I want to share with you guys today is some phrases that we typically say, and I am guilty of saying these things in the past, and it's a hard thing to unlearn. I get it. So we're going to be going through a couple things that we can maybe start to shift our language and our perspective of why these phrases that we're going to talk about today are things that you maybe don't need to be saying anymore. Okay? So before we get started, you guys, if you are watching this on Facebook, you should head on over to YouTube when this video is done and hit on the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for each time that I come live, which is Tuesday to Thursday around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so what you'll find on my YouTube channel is all the things to do with my self-love at any size method, which is the method that I teach women to empower them to find that self-love at any size and to accept and respect their bodies. And we do this by, one of the things we do is disrupt diet culture. So be sure to go over there. There's lots of also the spiritual side of my business, which is the yoga videos and meditations and chakra healing and all that kind of stuff as well. And then if you are not in this community already, I have a group called Self-Love at Any Size, Accept and Respect Your Body. And we do just that. So if you are looking for a place to feel safe and nurtured in an environment that is free from judgment and shame and guilt, then you'll want to join this community. It is a really we have fun in there, but we also do some inner healing at the same time, and it's just a great space to be in on social media. So there's that. And so let's get into it, you guys. So diet culture phrases that you should probably stop saying. So the first one, that was a funny laugh. Anyway, so the first one is that I feel fat. Unfortunately, in our current culture, that word is kind of synonymous with other derogatory words like ugly, gross, undesirable. But the thing is, and the thing that we don't realize with diet culture, is that fat is not a feeling. It is a substance. It is a thing. It is also a body type, right? So by using the word fat as a substitute for other negative words, we're kind of like contributing to that stigmatism of that body type. And also, we need to stop saying, I feel fat. We need to stop associating our body with negativity. So when we are able to shift our perspective and when we're able to shift that negative thinking into positive thinking, that's going to allow us to start to be that anchor for change, right? So we really just need to stop using that language of that I feel fat, because fat isn't a feeling, right? And there's diet culture especially, it really associates fat with being fat. When you say the word fat, you think of all these horrible things. You think of yourself as unworthy. You think of yourself as ugly. You think of yourself as gross. So when you're saying that, you're actually implanting those thoughts in your head of that I'm ugly, I'm gross, I'm disgusting. And that's something we need to stop doing, right? And it's hard. I'm not saying that it's easy, because that's the thing with a lot of this work. It's unlearning the things that we've been taught and we've been kind of ingrained in our minds from diet culture and society and other places, that it's going to take time to unlearn, just like it took time to learn all this toxic behavior. So that is the first thing that we need to stop saying. So the second thing that we need to stop saying, and this one is hard. I was guilty of this for many years, and I know a lot of people around me that still do this. And you know, I'm not saying that. That's the thing with all of this. Take this with a grain of salt. Take this, what I'm talking about, and find the things that work for you. If these don't work for you, then that's okay. It's okay that we don't agree. But this is something that I've noticed, especially with diet culture. And, you know, as I'm kind of, you know, leaning towards disrupting diet culture and stepping away from that world and kind of being that disruptor in the industry, this is something that definitely, you know, we could, you know, focus less on, right? So this is that, oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight, you look amazing. So, and, you know, I can say this from my own experience, is that this contributed massively to how I felt about food, how I felt about my body, is when I lost weight. And I at one point had lost over almost 100 pounds. So even when I lost weight, when I was barely eating, when I was surviving on like lettuce that I had to weigh, I was told this all the time. Oh my God, you look so good. You look amazing. You look like a different person. You are my inspiration. And so just listen to this part, right? So why is losing weight such a good thing? Why can we not be praised when we do something else that's amazing? Why can't, you know, why is there not emphasis put on when we get a really good job, or when we work really hard and finish our education that we're working on, whether we, you know, put a lot of effort into something or, you know, like, I don't know, like a project, like, you know, why are these things not praised nearly as much, right? And that's a question we have to ask ourselves. Why do we put so much praise and effort into complimenting people only based upon their looks, based upon how much weight they've lost? And that's the only time we show that person attention, is when they have lost weight and there's that significant change in their body shape. So diet culture has made us obsessed with weight loss, you guys, and we need to undo what we've been taught. And like I've said, it's an unlearning thing. It's not something that you can just decide today that you're going to never think about again. So instead, what we can start to do to shift the narrative is tell someone that they look happy today, that they have a great outfit. Because some people, regardless of their size, if you have a day where you put a lot of effort into what you're wearing, how you're dressing, how your hair is, how your makeup is, comment to that person and saying how great they look today or how amazing they look in regards to their outfit or their smile or how they look happy. Or you could take it away from physically entirely and tell them that you like their laugh, you admire their positive energy, stuff like that, right? So do you understand? So how we can shift that to compliments are huge, and we need more kindness in the world than anything else. But I have really stepped away from commenting on other people's weight gain, weight loss, because of course we don't comment on a person's weight gain, but we are the first to comment when someone has lost weight. And, you know, that can be something that you feel good about if you're in the process, but it can also attribute so much to your body image and what you associate to feelings of being worthy and good enough and all those things, right? So moving on to the next one is that I'm eating good foods and getting rid of bad foods. So this is a fun one too, because I like to tell, and whenever I talk about this with my clients, they're always like, yeah, you're right. That's crazy that we do that. We need to stop assigning moral value to our foods and our food groups. So no food has a moral value. No food is a good food and no food is bad. So yes, certain type of foods should be consumed more than others or may have more nutritious value for us, but none of them have a moral value. So, and that is something, once again, that we have been ingrained in society and diet culture. But the thing is, when you're saying that foods are good or bad, it's a quick and easy way to make your relationship with eating food enter into that negative judgmental territory, right? So dinner doesn't need to be dinner doesn't need to be given to us with a side of self-loathing, right? Of like, oh man, I've eaten this potato and now I'm bad because I ate the potato and potatoes are bad, right? So associating it with our moral value contributes to that whole horrible relationship that we have with food that we need to step away from. And so I got 2 more tips for you guys. So the next one that we can stop saying is that I'm having a cheat day. So the thing is no, you're not having a cheat day. You are just having a day. So we need to make binging, let's not make binging more of a thing by saying that we need to eat all of the nice things that we crave in the space of one day. And the thing is, when we're able to let go of that, of like, I'm having a cheat day, and let go of that and just being able to eat whenever you feel like it. Like, what if we did that? You'll probably notice yourself not eating crazy amounts of food all the time. You're going to spread it out and eat it when you feel like it, right? Like, it's all the part of connecting back to your bodies, which is a huge part of the work that I do with my clients, is connecting them back to their bodies through all these different things. One of them being diet culture. But we also do this through meditation, mindfulness, chakra work, body image work. There's lots of things that go into this. It's a multi-layered experience. But, when we're going to have a cheat day, we need to step away from that and stop really giving ourselves that permission to binge is what we're doing. Instead of just honoring your body's, intuition of like, today I am really wanting this, so I'm going to allow my body to have it, and then I'm going to move on, and I'm not going to have shame and guilt and fear based upon that. So finally, one more tip for you guys is that it's fine. I'll work it off in the gym tomorrow. So again, nope, we're not going to say that anymore. So movement should not, and listen carefully, movement should not be seen as a punishment for eating something you wanted. So we should move our bodies because we love our bodies, not because we hate them. And, our relationship, and I can't remember what the quote was, but it was something about your relationship with kale should not be as important as the relationship with food or something like that. I'm not making sense, I don't think. But anyway, movement is for so much more than a way to earn our calories or negative indulgences, right? So it's, exercise needs to be viewed as something we do to improve our strength, improve our flexibility, our balance, our endurance, our mental health. I know so many people who exercise because it is like crucial for their mental health. And, for me, I love exercising to improve my strength and my flexibility and my balance and all those things, because those are really important things in order to have that basic need of self-care for our own bodies, right? So having the mentality of you can only work out because you ate all this food and you need to work it off, and it gives you permission to eat all this food because you're just gonna, work it off in the gym, and that's the only reason why we go to the gym, is to work off the food. So I see Yesli in there. She's raising her hand and she has her cool little emoji guy. I love it. So these are some things that we need to stop saying. And I know it's not going to be easy, and I know some of these things you may not agree with, and that's okay. But I think it's just listening to the opposite side of it on how toxic these things potentially are to a person's body image. It really encourages disordered eating to a certain degree. A lot of these things that we say to other people or say to ourselves, and that we need to disrupt diet culture is really my main message of today. And we are doing that in a lot of different ways in the work that I'm doing, and empowering women to take a hold of their bodies and connect and listen to their bodies in a way that they never did before. And it just feels really good when you start to do that, when you can start to recognize your own inner self and your own inner intuition. Intuition is huge when it comes to all of this stuff, of actually listening to your body without the external sources telling you what you should and shouldn't do, and what you can't and cannot eat, and what how you should feel. All these different things are based upon what diet culture and society is teaching us. But I'm doing the opposite, you guys. I am bringing you back to your bodies, is where we should be in the first place, and connecting you back to yourself through a lot of different ways. So once again, if you haven't joined the group yet, join my community. It's a really good way to start to learn more about me and all the things that I am trying to help women with and share my message with the world. So make sure you're in there if you're not in there already. And in the link of in the description of this video, you will find there is a free guide called Disrupt Diet Culture. Be sure to grab that guide. It's just a really good way to start your journey in this way of like learning a couple things deeper about diet culture and stuff like that. So anyway, you guys, I hope you have the best day. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you plan to maybe stop saying some of these phrases, and we will see you guys next time.